Hey guys, it's Amy at Zoe Beck, and I'm going to do my May 2024 TBR. So I am still getting over being sick, so apologies for that. But I wanted to get this done because May is nearly here, and May is my birthday month. So, we'll see what happens. I have overloaded myself with just all the books I want to read. I feel because April, I lost quite a few days of not reading at all, that I feel like I'm so behind, even though, that's typical. I have so many books I want to read. So I pulled a lot of books that I am thinking about that are either next books in series or series I want to start, or books I have that might be coming in from Libby for me to listen to. I'm not sure. And then a few books that I didn't get to in April that I still want to get to. So we'll see. There's 16 books here. I'm not saying I'm going to read all these because this is mostly a pile of possibilities. Let's just be honest. Who knows what my mood will take me? I am for sure a mood reader, so we will see what happens. The only one that is for sure, that is The Vampire and the Virgin by Carolyn Sparks. This is book, I think it's 8. Are we on 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, I think it's 8 of the Love at Stake series. So I am doing these with Berna. Berna's Bookish Adventures. We are reading a book a month to get through the series. I don't even know who this one. Oh, it's about Robbie. Oh, I can't wait. Okay, that's all that matters. I like the vampire that we're going to follow. We don't know a whole lot about him. But he's connected to some of the other ones, and we've seen him in scenes in other books. I'm excited for this one. I don't think we know, though, the female character, so we'll see what happens. So anyway, I'm excited for this one. Yes, this is one of my used books purchases this last month to try to get this series. So anyway, I will be doing that with Berna, and I'm really excited for that. 2 books that I wanted to get to in April, but I either read other books similar to them, or I was trying to get done with something else these books I still want to read, really get to them. I just haven't. The first one is Bride by Ali Hazelwood. I read a different paranormal romance. So right at the end, near the end of April. So I decided to hold off on this one, but I do want to get to this. So again, this is a werewolf and a vampire in a marriage of convenience, I think, or something with marriage or forced marriage. I don't remember, whatever. Point is I want to get to that to see how that goes. And I also still want to do The Ashes and the Star-Cursed King by Carissa Broadbent. I don't know why I've waited so long to continue this duology. This is the Nightborn duet, book 2. The Crowns of Nyaxia. Now that we know that book 3, or the next first part of the duology of the next section, is coming out, I need to get to this, and I keep putting it off. And I also want to read all those monster romances that are that are different authors, but the one that this is has a connection to, I need to read that too. So I need to read this book. It's chunky, but I feel like I really want to get to it. I think it's like 600. Yeah, it's 600 pages. So I would still like to read this because I really enjoyed The Serpent and the Wings of Night. I loved that book, and I just keep putting it off because I know how that ended and what this is starting at, and I'm just not sure how it's going to go. And I think I'm just hurting for the characters. So we'll see what happens. But that is one thing I was hoping to get to in April that I did not get to, but I still want to read those. I do have 2 rereads that I would like to do this month. I'm not sure I'm going to do both of them. But I'm sure I'm going to do the first one. The second one is kind of maybe Mare's How I Feel. Because again, I'm going to do both of these by audio. But the first one is Wolf Song by TJ Klune. So I read the whole Green Creek series last year and just adored it. My favorite books of the year. And I really want to reread it. And my birthday is this month. So I figured I get to reread some of my favorites. So I decided that I wanted to reread Wolf Song, at least. I don't know if I'll do the whole series. I don't think I will. But you never know. I might start and then not stop. So, but I do want to listen to that, and I'm really excited to continue that one. And again, this is queer, I would say it's urban fantasy with werewolves, and we're following Ox and we kind of get his childhood and then into his young adult years with the family next door, the Bennetts, and things that happen. Oh, I just love this book. I'm so excited to reread it. I've been looking forward to rereading it since I read it last year. I think I read it. Did I read the first book in May? I might have read the first book in May, and then read the rest of them in the summer. But I'm probably going to reread that one at some point. I've really been putting it off and trying to tell myself to hold out, and I've finally done it. And then I want to continue my reread of Austenard. So the next book I need to read is The Witchward Crown by Tad Williams. Book number 4, The Navigator's Children, is coming out in, I think, November. So I have to reread the rest of the series just to be caught up and ready for it. And I'm a little behind anyway because I never did read book 3. So I want to reread The Witchward Crown, Empire Grass, The Brothers of the Wind, which is a novella, and then actually read Into the Narrow Dark, which I've not let myself read because I was waiting for the last book. I just kind of told myself, let's just hold off. We're going to reread all this stuff and we'll just do it all together. So this summer I'm hoping to get caught up on Austenard to be ready for the final book. But I need to reread the first book in The Last King of Austenard section, which is The Witchwood Crown, which takes place, I think, 30 years after the events of Memory, Sorrow, and Thorn, which is my favorite epic fantasy series of all time. So I'm looking forward to my reread of this. I have read this before, but I am looking forward to returning to this world and rereading that. So those are my rereads. And then I just have a bunch of books that I want to read for different reasons. Let's do my more kind of contemporary-ish. I do have one horror. For some reason, I kind of decided to go back to picking up a Stephen King here and there, and I had started reading them in order of the ones I've missed over the years. So I started reading him in my teens, and so a lot of the 90s stuff I've read, but a lot of the stuff from the 70s and the 80s I hadn't read until I started reading them in the last few years. So the next one I have to read is Cujo. I've never read this one nor watched the film because I was scared of dogs for many years of my life. I'm not now, but I was when I was younger. So Cujo's one I never watched. I just never got around to it. So this was published in 81. So this is the next one. And I do have the audiobook out from the library. So I'm going to try to get to this. If I can pick up an audiobook, I'm hoping this will be the first one I pick up in order to do it. I don't know how it's going to go. I think I've always put this one off also because he doesn't remember writing this book very much because that was in his big drug era and he doesn't remember it. So we'll see how that goes. I've never read about Cujo, even though everybody knows that Cujo is that scary dog. So we'll see what happens. But I do want to try to not do a Stephen King like every month, not like that. Like I just want to get a couple every year, just try to get through the books that I already own of Stephen. Oh, you can't read it. Stephen King's down lower here. And get through the books I own in some way. And I thought Christine was my next one, but Cujo is first, I guess. And then a couple other like actual contemporaries. I do want to read the rule book by Sarah Adams. She's one of my favorite contemporary authors right now of romance. I just adored the cheat sheet earlier, and this is like a kind of as a companion novel to that. So I really want to. This is the only problem is this is a second chance romance, so we'll see how it goes. But I do love her writing, and I love her romances, even if they're on the sweeter end of stuff. But I just adore them. And again, as I said, the cheat sheet is my favorite book so far this year. So I do want to read the rule book since I just got that and I just didn't get a chance in April to get to it. I want to read Part of Your World by Abby Jimenez. Again, her new book, Just for the Summer, is just blowing up everywhere. Everywhere I look on Instagram or on BookTube, everybody's talking about the new book. And I'm like, I need to start this series. So I bought this book a couple months ago and I just haven't got to it. So I guess now is the time to start this because I guess technically Just for the Summer is like the third book kind of in a companion series. So Part of Your World is book 1 and then Yours Truly is book 2. I don't own the other 2 books, but I want to try her. And I hear this is really good it's an age gap romance. And I know she is like works at a hospital. So a very stressful job and family stuff. And then I think he is like a mayor of a small town and has a little baby goat or something. I don't know. but I want to try it. So anyway, we're gonna, because I've heard really good things about it. And then I would like to try a hockey romance. I don't know if I think I've read some in the past, but nothing recently. But I heard around Pucking Around by Emily Rath. So and I think this is a wide choose, which I do like in my paranormal romance, but I don't know about I've read some in some contemporary over the years, but not recently. So I thought, hey, I'll try this, and it has to do with Jacksonville Rays, I guess, book 1. So we'll see. I don't know if I was supposed to read the little novella. Is it That One Night or something? I'm not sure if I'm supposed to read that first. I thought it was supposed to be read after this, and it's kind of a prequel, but I'm not sure. So does anybody know? Let me know. All I know is it's about a woman and a couple hockey players. That's about all I know, but I'm willing to try that. Anyway, so let me know. And then I have books in series for different reasons. So I have a couple that I want to start series. Let me pull those out first. Yeah. Okay. So I would really like to try to get to A Promise of Fire by Amanda Bouchette. This is the Kingmaker Chronicles. I want to try this because I did buy book 2 last month at a, used, but I want to know if I want to. This is a series I want to read, and again, that's 2 books. So if I try this one, I'm going to try it and see if it's what I want to do. I know she has some power. She's a soothsayer, so I think she's like, she can figure out what people are doing or something. And then she's known as a kingmaker because she can divine truth from lies. And this guy finds her knowing that she can make him kind of a king, and I think it's their story. I'm not positive, but it sounds good. I've heard things over the years. I'd like to get to that fantasy romance. I have Hunt on Dark Waters by Katie Robert. Book 2, Blood on the Tide, something like that, is coming out at the end of, or during May. So I do want to read this, and I will be getting that book. So I thought I better start this series. This is Pirates. I have read the prequel from their Kickstarter, but I haven't read this one. This one has to do with a stern captain meets his witchy match. So it's a witch and a pirate. I'm good. I'm going to read it. So I just haven't got to this. I've had this since it came out, and I just keep putting it off. I just have so many Katie Robert to read still. I have to do that. So anyway, that's another one I want to start. Bewitched by Laura Thalassa is the first book in the Bewitched series, and the second book, I don't remember the name of the second one, Bespelled, is coming out in May. So I have not pre-ordered that one. This is one of the ones, this one and the next one are 2 that I want to read before the next book comes out and decide if I want to buy the next book. So this one, I think it has to do with witches, but it's somehow connected to the Bargainer series. At least I thought it was. Now I'm not positive, but we'll see. Anyway, I want to try that. So I might not get to that before the next book comes out, but I want to at least try to get to it so I can make a decision if I want to buy the next book. Anyway. And then another one is A Flame in the North by Lilith St. Croix. This one is kind of Viking inspired, I think. Norse inspired epic fantasy. And this again is a trilogy. This is the first book. The second one comes out in June. So I technically have it pre-ordered, but I want to read this before the second book comes out. I'm so behind on some of her series that I just have to start reading. Because I have a whole nother series she wrote under a pen name that I haven't even started. That's epic fantasy. And then I still have her Jill Kismet series. I bought all that last year and I haven't read that yet. But I'm going to read this one. So, or at least try. That's my hope, is to get to this one as well, to try before June. Or this might be early June. We'll see what happens. But I have it on pre-order, the second book already. And then I have the last 3 books are all books in series to continue. One is to get caught up, and that is The Hollow Dead by Darcy Coates. I don't know why I've put this off. I've had it for a couple of months now, and this is the 4th book in, what is she called? The Gravekeeper series. I've just really enjoyed. This is one of her series I've really it's a series I've really enjoyed. It starts with the Whispering Dead, and then the Ravenous Dead, and the Twisted Dead. So it's kind of talking about a young woman named, is it Kira, who kind of comes to wakefulness and doesn't remember anything about her past life, but she is being chased, and pastor or priest of some sort protects her, And then he gives her a job to figure out what she's doing. And then she meets a couple of the locals, and they kind of form this little group, and she can see ghosts. So it just kind of goes from there. There's a whole interesting plot line in here. I'm interested to see where this one will go after what happened in book 3. And I don't know why I'm putting it off. So I put it on this list so I would read it. Again, to be caught up on another series. I will continue the Iron Druid series with Staked. Book 8 is book 8. Yeah, book 8. So this is one of the ones where I wanted to read in April, at the end of April, but because I got sick, I just didn't get to it. So I'm going to pick this one up fairly soon. Again, I said I'm close to the end of this series, and I really like to get it done this year. The Iron Druid series, of course, is following Atticus, who is a 2,000-year-old druid who is, well, at the beginning is living in Arizona, and he is trying to hide from certain gods who are out to get him. And this series has just had so many cool mythology. This urban fantasy is definitely ranking in my favorites of stuff that there's just so much fun. I've really enjoyed all the characters. He has a great dog named Oberon, and the books have been expanding with different POVs in the later books, so it's been really cool. But I just love these books, so I want to finish this, get closer to the end of the series. Staked is the next one I need to read. And then I want to continue on with the Custard Protocol series with book 3, Competence by Gail Carriger. So this one, I think we're going to be following Primrose. So I'm not sure it's the whole crew or just her, but I know she's like the main character in this one, which is the friend of Prudence, who again was the main character in the last 2 books of this series. So I'm pretty sure they're in their dirigible, and they're going on adventures. And this is book 3. So I'm really excited of a 4-book series. So I do want to finish. This is another series I want to get caught up and finish this year. So I'm making progress. I'm going to get to book 3, hopefully in May. We'll see what happens. As I said, I have way too many books, so I'm not going to lift them up because I would not be able to fit them in frame. But just know, I want to read more of the books than I've listed here, physically as well as audio. It depends on how my mood is going, but these are all the books that are like the high priority, the ones that I'm looking at right now that I want to read. Anyway, so so that's kind of, let me know what your TBR is looking like, and if anything here is something that you've read or want to read. As a side note, today is April 30th that I'm posting this, and it is my 7th year anniversary of posting on BookTube. So I didn't do anything special this year because I've been sick and I can't think past just filming this video. But I just wanted to point it out. I've been here 7 years. It's pretty cool. It's as surprising how this hobby has lasted this long, and I've really enjoyed it, and I keep wanting to do it. So that was kind of fun. So anyway, just letting you know that. Anyway, let me know what you're reading in May. How are you doing? Because again, it'll be my birthday month, so I'll probably buy a lot of books too. Probably. But I'm hoping to read all these books and more, and we'll see what happens. So anyway, I will talk to you guys later. Bye.